Hello and welcome to the end of week recording for this week, and this week is week 49, and we have 3 more weeks. We will close this 2025, so we are right here this week at the first trading day, not trading day, but it's first trading week of December. Next week we're gonna have the FOMC meeting Tuesday and Wednesday, so we're gonna have huge firework come off on the 10th right there, Wednesday. So that's what we're looking for. And you see all the economic data is delayed, but if you look on Friday at 8:30, the huge move took place. So very interesting to see why that happened. Anyway, we have a wonderful week, 49 week of this week. We didn't do the week on week 48, but we passed, like we say before, we passed the challenge. The first week of November, and then the first week of December, we paid action activation fee. Alright, so we took 2 trades, actually more than 2 trades. One day we do 2 trades, the other day we do, basically we trade on Thursday and Friday, and both is winning days. That's a good rate. We go to detail to show you how we do that. Alright, let's now look into the Monday, review the Monday. Alright, before we go into the tips for Monday, let's look at the screenshot we took on Monday. Beginning of the day around exactly 8:44 Eastern Time, and here's our high time frame on Monday. On our left is the weekly, and on our right is Monday. On Monday, you look like it may have some kind of setup right here. You see that? You mark that level right there. I think the level is precisely at 64 right there. 67, 64, 25 right there. That level. You see the pattern? It break, it tests from above, and look like it's gonna be what? It's gonna reverse, it's gonna reclaim. That is the type 1 4 breakout that we are trading. By the way, we trade 3 setup, 4 breakout. They're all 4 breakout. 4 breakout happen at the reversal, or it happen at the retracement, which is the end of the retracement, which is it gonna make a neck leg up or neck leg down, which is continuation. Basically, the market have 2 trends. It's gonna be continue, or it's gonna be reversal. So that's binary right there. So here's our type 1 and type 2 4 breakout we put together. On the left side is type 1, and on the right side is type 2. And the upper is the short setup, and the bottom, the lower part, is the long setup. So the type 1 right there, that's what we say on Monday. You see that it gives us just right here. So break it, test from above, and then it's gonna be reclaim right there. So it's a reversal, right? That's reversal on a type 1 short setup. So that's what we see right here. We see anticipate there. So December can be a reclaim right there at late level 67, 64.25. So it's break it, test from above, and it's gonna be reclaim. Look at the definition we have right here. So break it, test from above, and then reclaim. Right, test from above and reclaim. So let's see if December is gonna be a sell-off. In this case, reclaim, that means itself right there. That is the monthly. The weekly is kind of convoluted right here. It's hard to see, but the monthly is much clear. For the weekly, you may see something interesting right here. Right, you can see the type 3 right here, which is break. Right, this level is that's level right there. We mark the pin right there. I think it's around 740. Okay, that's around there. So you look at that level. What do we see? We see break. Let's do this. All right, let's do this so we can all follow. Let's open this with a snipping tool. So right here, so let's open this. It's allowed to draw much better. So on Monday we already discussed a lot. So this one is break, right, and then it tests from above, and this one we anticipate gonna be reclaim, reverse right there. So that's type 1. But for the weekly, something it more convoluted right here because it's kind of nested right here. It looks like a double bottom. It gives us look like a double top right there, right? Top 1, top 2, or the nomenclature they can say is a head and shoulder. So you have a head right here, yeah, shoulder 1 and shoulder 2 right there. But for us, the double bottom, the double top and head and shoulder all can be simplified into a type 3. So what does mean type 3? Here's the simplify for type 3. So basically you want it to be one level, right? And the key level you want to see is, in this case, the short setup. Then you want it to break 1, break 2, it gives us break 3. Every time it break, you're gonna see a reclaim right away. Maybe not right away, but 1 or 2 candle after that. The most reliable is you want it to reclaim right away. So, but you got an idea. So it's break, reclaim, break, reclaim. You want to see is at least break twice. 3 times in this side, in the upside, right? And that is the moment people go long. They say, oh, it break out. It's break out, right? At this level. It looks so delicious right there. That's where they trap the people to go long right there. Because all of this move, it just build, you see that? It make a high low, high low. No, it's a low, high low, yes, high low, low. Because they want to build up the sell-side liquidity so they can go and sweep them. So the moment you thought that it's gonna be next leg up right here, right? It's the first leg up, and it's a breakout the level, gonna make leg up. That is exactly the moment the algo, they run the algo, right? The market run by the algo sweep right there. It's flip. It flip right here, and boom, it go down real hard, fast and furious. So just we simplify it. It's better if you see before that a fair value gap down, then you have a beautiful, very high quality setup for the short in this case. That is our type 3 for breakout. This is the long short setup, and similarly you have a we have a long setup. This long setup we make it not necessarily it make a low. In this case it can happen with a high low. So just make sure that as you see there's 3 break right there to the outside. Right? For the short setup you want 3 break to the upside, but for the long setup you need 3 break to the downside to trap the people who want to short them, right? Because the whole idea is 4 breakout right there. So I thought, oh, break 1, break 2, break 3, and the minute people go in and chase this candle, it looked like it flipped, right? It may go here, but it flipped. The moment the people go in and chase and short them, that exactly where the hour will flip and it reverse. So we just simplify here because the type 3 similar like type 1 and type 3, it can happen in either scenario. It can be in the reversal or continuation. Yeah, so but from our observation, the type 1 is almost 80% is fall on the reversal, and for type 2 is 80% on the continuation. For type 3 it kind of splits 50-50 between the reversal and continuation. Alright, so that's the idea right there. So right here on the weekly, right, on the monthly we see type 1, but on the weekly we may see type 3 right here, which is look at that level, right? Let make it a little bit longer. So basically that level you draw a little bit longer, you see. So alright, so now we'll go back and to see what we see. Type 3 we see that if the 3 break to the upside, right? The first one you see that break 1 and then break 2 right there, right? That's the break 2. This candle this week it break the level, and then boom, last week you have 3 break up. That's the beauty right there. And if this week 49 it come down here, then you know that it's gonna be type 3 reversal. So looking for the target at least down here. Very interesting. Let's see if it is play out for 49, week 49, which is this week or the past week for that matter. But it fit into our setup for breakout type 3 right there. 3 break to the upside, right? That's what we want to see. Yes, 3 break to the upside, and the minute people go long it flip. So the minute people go long it flip. So let's see. So Monday we already saw that, but one caveat is that the ups this one is very huge. If you want it to be more reliable, you just want this is just above this, is close to above that, but this one is huge. So let's see, because that means it carry a huge momentum. If it's very weak momentum, it's a close above it level and boom, then you have a full breakout type 3. So let's see. All right, let's look on the let's look on the daily on Monday. So on Monday we see this level right there, and interesting, last week it did take out the low. That's what you want to see. You want it to rift, it swift the buy side, sweep the sell side, and boom, then there you go. Then if it not sweep the sell side, yes, then you know that this circle or this down move is not finished, and we get an answer last week. It finished. it could come back, but most of the time, is that right? Most of the time, yeah. Let's go with that assumption for now. Most of the time, it will not come back because I'll sweep them. But if you look at that level, you may see something interesting. The same concept with the four breakout type 3 right there. You can see, if you have eyes, you can see. So you see that level, you have break 1, all right, and then you have break 2, and then you have break 3. That beautiful break. So that's 4 breakout. It come back and boom. You set in, you follow it, and then you can set your target is the sell side right here, the low of it, then huge. You have a huge move right there. So then from there, about 65, 68, 76, and wow, you have 300 point move right there, 300 pip move right there. So that is the 4 breakout type 3. You see that? But interesting, last week is after it ripped the low, your target hit, then boom, you need to get out of trade. It come back and it break the level so beautifully. So if you trade short setup, then wait. All right, let's see. Wow, it already tapped the level. So if it go back to that level, you can short them again. So we already see that. So that's, you have 3 break, and then now you have 4 break, and if it come back for this, there's no reason to come back. If it come back, that then the next target gonna be huge, maybe down here, or at least you target mid range of this up move. That's the sure target. So that's what we see on the daily and weekly. We see 4 breakout type 3. It does so. Yeah. So let's go with that assumption. All right. Let's go into the 15 minutes. So here's the 15 minutes. This is a of 5-day overview. But if we look in the lower, we look a little bit closer on 15 minutes. So here's what we see on a Sunday, huge shop on Asian, and London bow back a little bit. And here's our open of the weekly open. So it may rally up. Right, let's see. Yeah, you can see. Look, you can see a 4 breakout type 3 long setup right here. If you have eye, you can see. So if you mark this, let's go with this level. So yeah, either this level, you see that the candle is overlap with this one, or the candle after expansion. That's what we call. Okay, let's see with this level. All right, and then you can do the same for this level. What do you see? So basically this level, because we want to do the long setup, it looked like a double bottom, which is in our case we call is a 4 breakout type 3. So for type 3, you're really looking for 3 of them, 3 of the breakdown, 3 of the break to the outside, right? So here's the first break, and then you have a second break, boom, you have 3 of them, right? 3 of them, and then wait for this one flip, right? When they come down, people thought they're gonna make a second leg down. You see that first leg retracement right here, and then boom, it's gonna make the next leg down. But that's exactly the moment it flip. It quick landed level, then surely you go in and go long. So that's the beauty right there. So we can surely or confidently or with a high conviction that most of the time the 4 breakout type 3 happen in the consolidation right there, or retracement. Yeah, that's so, yeah, retracement. So basically you have, if for it meet the requirement, it have 3 break, 1, 2, 3, then there's no reason to come back there. So let's see, now we roll the tips on Monday to see if that's the case. All right, here you go, you have a tip right there. So just keep in mind that we do have that level right there, just to see if it really break that level at the 9:30 to see where is the 9:30, where it happened. So let's move forward, fast forward. Oh yeah, so you see that kind of flip, this candle right is flip right there. Let's see the amount for now. Boom, you see that? So wow, you see, yes, so now it gives us a 4. Wow, look, beautiful. Just stop right here. So at 9:25, let all the, okay, so beautiful right here. Oh, that's the magic right there. So now not only we have what, we have 3 break, but now we have 4, even better. You see that? That's the beauty right there. Now you have 4, even better. Now we have 4. We have 4 break to the outside. Then there's no reason for there's no reason for the price to go up here. The only reason for price to go up here is to what? To reversal. Yes, then your target gonna be all the way to the open. All the way to the open. Look at that, beautiful. You couldn't ask for better setup than this. Right? We already do the review or preliminary analysis right there, right? We see that is the first break, second break, and for 3 break right there. Actually, the closer you have another break right here, so 4 break right there, and then boom, this one you have 5 break. Look at that, you have 5 break to the outside. Then for sure the people who gonna go here and say, oh, it's a breakout, yeah, that's the keyword here. They say, oh, it's break this level, boom, they're going and short, chase and short them. That's exactly where the 4 breakout happened. It flipped, it created a false breakout, and that's where you can get all your money. You see that? At 9:27, it still look very much that it gonna break. You see that? Just ball right there. Let's see, it go to 29. Why we have a hard time to do this? Yes, come on, yes, look at the 29. Okay, just stop right there. Yes, it stopped. So just do this. Do this for your own benefit or for your own, transformation. So you see that? There's no way. Look at beautiful setup. It's at 9:29, right before 9:30. We couldn't ask better for this. So basically you have everything laid out for you right there. The time and the setup, the level. You could not any better than this. So you find your answer right there. You answer, oh wow, when do I take the trade right at 9:30? Or when do I need to wait for the 9:30 forming for me? Well, now you have the answer. If you see a 4 breakout type 3 forming right before 9:30, and the 9:30 take that, reclaim that level, then boom, you can engage. But if The 4 breakout type 3 is not there, right? Then just wait for the 930 form, and then you can take the trade. So you have exactly the answer that you have been waiting for your whole flight right there. I mean, your whole journey to find an answer about whether you need to engage at 930. So it's break 1 to the outside, right? And then you have break 2, come on. Break 2, come on. And you break 3 right there, and you break 4, and now boom, you have break 5. Break 5, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, so beautiful to see. So you have 5 break at that level right there. And by the way, like we talked before, right? This level is the low time frame, which is the 15 minutes time frame that we trade. But the question we always ask is the low time frame level is better or high time frame? The answer is depend. You know, it's better if both of them is kind of proximities. They are close together. In this side, they're close together. You see that this is the high time frame level, and it's close with that level. So it's in terms of level and in terms of time, they both alignment in this case. So you have a high quality setup right here. So it's a 4 breakout type 3. Yeah, let's mark up this one. Do mark up for this one. All right, we should do our write up right there. So you have first break, you have second break, and you have third break, fourth break, and fifth break. In the fifth break, it looks very attractive to go short. You know why? Because we thought that this level gonna be break it, right? And we thought that it's gonna be break out at this level to the outside, which is the neck leg down right there. First leg down and retracement, boom, neck leg down. But that is exactly the moment you short them, you got flipped. That's the beauty right there. That's the beauty. But in terms of, you have a question why we number the break by odd number, because we follow the sequence step, right? We in the definition we number all the step, which is both sides of the coin right there. So basically you have break and then you have reclaim. Okay, you have break and then reclaim, but in this case, for simplicity, we don't want to overload. We just mark the break only. We don't mark the clamp. But if you look closely, every time it break, the reclaim happen right away. That's the beauty right there. So you see that it break. This break take longer for this reclaim. It reclaim at this candle, but for the subsequent break, mostly it reclaim right away. You see the break, reclaim, right? This break take a little bit longer to reclaim right here, but the last break you're gonna see the suddenly. You see this one break and then reclaim right away. No, I mean break right here. This one is not reclaim, but look, the 930 if it reclaim very fast, then you know that it's gonna be a reversal. So you see the break right here, reclaim. You want the last step that you want to go long. The moment you feel it's gonna be a neck leg down, then you want to see it a very quick reclaim that level. Then you know that the motion already set, the price already set, the algo already reset. That's the keyword. This is how the algo resets from sell into buy program right there. So you have your answer right there. So 4 breakout type 3, beautiful time. Yeah, time and level, the set of all alignment right there. Yeah, so basically we call it a 4 breakout type 3 at 930. In this case, it's clearly a reversal. So we try to classify whether it's reversal or continuation. So help to organize and keep track of when the setup happened, right? At continuation or is at reversal. But sometimes it's very hard to classify. Yeah, we thought that we can classify easily whether reversal continuation, but sometimes it's very hard because it's in the gray zone, either reversal or no continuation. So about 20% of the case that it fall into, maybe 20 or 10% it fall into a unclassified. You cannot classify at reversal or continuation. Then that were the moment that you need to sit on your hand. Don't take the trade if you don't see the clearly trend, right? Because in discretionary trading, you need some kind of trend in order to trade. You don't want to trade in the no man land, because in the no man land you don't know which direction, and if you don't know which direction, then you go in, you become the liquidity for markets. That's right, you need to know where the liquidity, otherwise you become the liquidity for the market. I think we borrowed that concept or that term from ICT. ICT did say that, so you better see where the liquidity run, otherwise you will be run by liquidity. All right, so beautiful setup at 9:30 on Monday. We have an answer. We have an answer now. We have been looking for answer for so long when we need to engage in 9:30. This is where you need to engage at 9:30. When we start this journey, we have that question, and we look into the ICT setup. He do have a Judah swing at 9:30, but it's completely, it's very narrow, right? It's only in the case that I mean, look at the ICT 9:30 swing, Judah swing. All right, here's we have a beautiful description or drawing for the ICT One Self for Life, and this lady, she put out whatever ICT is talking in the video, she put it all into one chart right here. Beautiful. So that basically the Judah swing right here in the model 2. So model 1 and you have model 2. Model 2 you can break down into two of them, 2.1 and 2.2 right there. So they are just the same model, Judah swing, but how you want it to swing on what time, I mean what time window it happens. So in this case, okay, so two scenarios that he's talking about right here. So the Judah swing happened when it take out the low from 2 a.m. range, which is basically the London right there. So wait, take liquidity on the 9:30 NT speed. So right here the Judah swing at 9:30 happen when it take liquidity one side, right, and then it's flipped, right. You thought they're gonna make a neck leg up, that exactly the moment it flipped. It's similar to our 4 breakout type 3 that we are developing right there, but our approach is more detailed, more precise, that we would try to do, but the ICT give us a very good idea right there, but our setup is more precise, give us more window into, more insights into how it's happened. Alright, so for here it's similarly right there in the Judah swing. We just saw this happen. Take the reader day low, a high right there. But in this case, in our case right there, neither of this fall into this scenario. So we may miss the trade. if we just strictly follow the ICT Euler swing. So the Euler swing from ICT give us the core idea to develop our, if you compare two setup, you can see there's some overlap right there. But in this case scenario today, it not take out neither the high and the low. You see that? So it did not. You see, that's the answer we have in the beginning of this journey, because we always thought that we had to wait for it to take all this sell side so we can engage. But if we know the signature of the type 3, you don't need it to take out all this low, because if you look at ICT, for sure, I mean, if you wanted to take out that, then it's completely a beautiful setup right there. But then you have another question in your mind, so how do that we make this straight? Then that question leads you to this journey to find out what under the hood, how it happened. So this is your answer, right? If you have that question in mind for the long, then today is the day you find your answer. You find your answer, it's right here. You don't need another liquidity sweep right here. You only need lit level. Just watch. I mean, it will be subjective right here also. So that's the beauty of the discretionary. That's the key word right there. It's discretionary. Maybe from our end we see that, but from your end you don't see it. So that's the beauty of trading. Trading is all about yourself. That's right, it's about yourself. You can find your setup. Trust me, or trust yourself. You will find your setup. Just be patient. Just keep study. Keep making mistake. We make huge mistake. A lot of mistake. We make every mistake. But anyway, that's the idea. Alright, we gotta take a break really quick. We'll be right back. Alright, so welcome back. We just take a quick break, or maybe not so quick break. Anyway, so we add the detail right here. And we mentioned earlier, right? You need a level between the high time frame, in this case is on the daily, and it have on the low time frame, in this case the 15 minutes. Both of them is proximities, right? Proxies or proximities close together. That's another word right there. Proximity is sometimes we have to tweak our term to say this. Proximity. So yeah, so when it closed up, then you have a very high, quality setup. And if we look on the daily, we can see that level right there. You see that early in the morning, you see that level already revisit. So if you look, you may say that, oh yeah, it may retrace, revisit. But how do we engage? How do we know? Look at the low time frame. You see that level. It gives you a full breakout, type 3 right there. Then there's no doubt it's gonna be a reversal from here. When we start this journal, we kind of very lost how to read this, but now it's become very obvious to us. That's how it works. How the high time frame manifests itself into low time frame right there. So sometimes this low time frame can be just above, or sometimes it can be below. That's the reason why we use the keyword is proximity. So it's close to that level. It can be up, it can be above, it can be below. So that's we're done with this setup. So we keep it very reliable. Beautiful at 9:30. So you're gonna see that part one, and now we're gonna see into the 9:30. All right. So let's see how it unfold at exactly 9:30. So all right, let's try to fast. You see that the 9:30, it cannot even wait. You see that 9:30, look at that, the 9:30 it jumped right away. Less than a minute. Wow. So you go not even minute 29. Yeah, still in the first minute. It's already, see that, take this screenshot. So just the first minute, if we see this momentum break and reclaim right away, then it gives us a strong signal to go long without any hesitation. You look at the daily right there, time frame is proximity to the low time frame right there. So you have the best, we would say right there, best quality setup for the 4 breakout type 3. Right? 4 breakout type 3, you have first break right there. You see that? That is the first break to the outside, right? And then you have a second break right there. It does so, yes. And then you have the break 3 right there, and then you have break 4, and look at this, it is the break number 5. So just keep in mind, we don't count the reclaim, the countable right there. So break, reclaim, break, reclaim, break, reclaim, but we just mark the break only, because that's where the 4 breakout happened. Right? People thought it's going to be next leg down, but the moment you thought it's going to make it out, it flipped very fast. And in this case, it's 4 into a 9:30. So you see that just less than a minute, you already see it's flipped at that level. Then it's so much safe right here to go long and let it run all the way there. That's the beautiful setup. Alright, so we just save this, add more annotation on that beautiful setup. So we just save right there. At the beginning, when we are novice trader, we cannot take this trade because we thought, alright, it's the high time frame level. You wonder the 4 breakout form at the high time frame level, but later on, or especially in this case, we see that may not be the case. Right? You can see that there are level on low time frame meet the requirement for the breakout, for breakout in this case. Then you can confidently or knowingly, for sure, strong conviction that you can take the trade. The reversal can happen from here. You don't have to wait on the high happen at that high time frame. Because in this case, the high time frame and low time frame level, they are proximity. They're close together. That can give you a strong conviction, high confidence that they will work out for you. Alright, so that's the type 3 reversal at 9:30 reversal. It's easy for this case, you classify a reversal right here because huge down move and reverse from there. But sometimes, like we say earlier, it's very hard to classify whether a reversal or going to be continuation. Alright, let's keep rolling the tape right here for the 9:30 and continue to go. So we need to roll them so we can move faster. Boom, see that? Yeah, but you have to be patient, alright? Even though you go late at that level, always put the stop loss at the low of it, right? That's the trick, otherwise you will get easy. Yeah, you see that? easy get shake out. That is another beautiful right there. You have to need a conviction that otherwise if you scare, you get out from here or you push the stop loss too tight, you will miss the whole move. Yeah, that's the magic right there. So let's go back to the scary moment. Yeah, so yeah, let's see, we revert a little bit. Okay, let's pause right there. We want to check this screenshot. So we're gonna put all together. So at the 9:43, it looks scary, right? Because it feel like it may not working out, but that is exactly the moment you need to stay in the state, right? 12 in the state that the trade will go. You see, it looks scary, right? But if you put your stop loss just at low level, you'll be safe. You will be safe. Let's save this one. Okay, so if you let it roll right there, and you can see that it's the huge swing right there, so you may need to take the profits. Otherwise, you have to sit through this. You have to sit through the retracement. The trick that you need to put your stop loss at that level. But if you move your stop loss after you take out and you take the profits, and you move your stop loss to break even, then you may get stop out in this scenario. Okay, so let's check the screenshot also. I think it's a beautiful lesson right here. Right, so let's say that you go in right here, right? You go long right there, and then it moves. When it moves there, you take your profits. Just say you go with 3 contracts, and when it hit there, you take 2 off the table, take profits, and let the winner run. So that when you let the 1 contract stay in, naturally you're gonna move your stop loss to break even. But that's where it stopped you out. If you leave right here, then you may have another leg in the trade. You still stay in the trade. That's what we try to say. So by the way, in this scenario, you can see that at 10:30, it go down and it break this away. So if it reverse from here, it even give you a better, right? Because right here, it break 5 times, and this one it gonna break 6 times. Can you believe that? Then you have a new entry right here. So if you take all your profit right here, then that's a beautiful entry. If it go back and reclaim that level, then you have a completely new trade for you. Yeah, that's the beauty right there. So we can decouple this at a new trade, or if you stay in this trade with a stop loss right here, then you're still in the first trade. But if you already take all your profits, then it can be a very decent, that's even better scenario. Then you completely enter the new trade. You already take your profits, then right here is a beautiful entry for you second time. If you mix the first right here entry at 9:30, then now go into at right, still at 9:32 right there. So maybe at 10:45. Alright, let's continue to roll in the tape right here for Monday. See that? So boom, you go back there, and I think we better take the profits right there. If you go long right here, yeah, but if so it did not break it, so it did not turn into a you wanted to break this one in order to trade for breakout at 10:45, but this is not the case, right? So let's see, boom, 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 boom. Yes, so yep, but look right here, you will see at 2 p.m. It starts off and magically it go back to around the 9:30 right there. We believe so. You see that? It goes to the 9:30 range right there. So you do have a setup. We do have a setup right there. That's for the tap. I think we do have a setup for this one. Yeah, but it may not working out. You see that setup right here. We have break 1, break 2, break 3. Oh yeah, it can be a 4 breakout at this level, right? Early on we checked the level, but the level can create a 4 breakout for us right there. So it's a part 2. Yes, so you can see that. So you have break 1, break 2, break 3. That make the condition right there. So at a 10:15, that's where it come back to this level. Then we can go on. We take advantage of this move right there. But do not stay too long in the trade. Around 2 o'clock, it's gonna be reverse. It's gonna be reverse. So, yeah, right here. That's how the trade early forming right there. And yes, so the target have to be when it ripped into the open range, you better get out. Right, because the next candle brings 10, not 10, but 14, which is 2 p.m. It's gonna flip on you. So if you're going right here, you have to get out. That's the building you have to get out. All right, we have plenty of time. However, we want to keep this as just 1 hour review because we have other priorities. So we just try to wrap up here. But before we wrap up here, I want to show you the trade that we took on Thursday, December 4. This is the first trade we took. It's trade number 1. So, right, even though this is, if you look at the level, you may see, let's see, you may see the 4 breakout, right, 4 breakout to the downside. If you mark at that level right there, you may see that it does so. So here's what we mean. So you mark the level where you see the back and forth, right? What do you see? So you see is, in this case, you want to short them, then you want to see how the break right here in the upside 1. Let me color code it a little bit. So break 1, break 2. You can count the reclaim also, but in this case the keep symbol, and we don't want to overload with the drawing too much, but you got an idea. So it's break 1, 2 to the upside, right? 3 to the upside, which is good. 4 to the upside, and then 5 to the upside, and this guy is 6 to the upside right there. That means there's no reason for it to come back there. It come back there in order to go down and take other creep down here. So it's gonna be, the minute you thought it's gonna be a neck leg up, that's the way it flip. If you have a highly conviction, you can go early right here. But first we go a little bit late, or a little bit late, not much, but late right there. That's the trade we took, and it's a 4 breakout, type 3, short setup. Yeah, right there. So we take it at what time? Yeah, 9:45. Is that right? Yeah, before. It's at 9:30. Right? If you want 9:30, you have to go a little bit early, but it's still 43, so it's 9:30. So let's see. And we just do one contract right there, but remarkably, or luckily, yes, it hit right there. So you have 1 to 3 weekly warrior ratio, so beautiful. So that's the reason why we say most of the time, if we go in right, the market move into our favor very quickly. But you remember on a Monday, if you go at 9:30, it can be a little bit volatility you have to see through, because the market tests your conviction right there. But here it just moves in your favor very quick. So we can say that we are the lucky, the most lucky person alive right there. That's the mindset right there. Yeah, so it hit the level right there. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, if you don't take the profits right there, then it can go, oh yeah, it can come back and look scary right there. Yeah, just get lucky right there, beautifully. Alright, that's the first trade we took on Thursday, and let's see what the second trade we take. So here's the second trade we take. So you can see that. So it looked like a double bottom first, but I would say that we took this trade a little bit too early. All the wick right there is just telling you that they set all the trap right here, they're gonna come down and take all this sets already. But the reason we go along, because we say, alright, so if you look at the level right there, you can see that is break 1, break 2, the already break 3 right there. You can count break 1, break 2, break 3, break 4, break 5, break 6. So that's no reason to come back there. So we go along right here, and let's see how it's play out first. You see that we go along, but we may go a little bit too early, maybe. At one point it goes out direction, but it come back and it stop it out right there. See that? Top it out right there. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. We learn our lesson right there. The reason why not so high quality setup, because the time also, right, it is 4 and 9:30, then give us a more confident. But like also fifth factor that you see a lot of tests from below right there. So we took the first trade, we get 3R, and this trade we lose, we give back about 2R, so we still in the decent spot. Is that so? Yeah, decent spot. Alright, we took one more trade, trade number 4. Okay, so now after we stop out, we by the way, it's so lucky, you know what, when we try to add more contract, they don't let us. I'm glad we're so glad that they don't let us right there, because in the first round of the challenge, they allow you to do maximum 10 contract right away. But for this round, the second round of the challenge, they don't allow you to do that. They want you to be more consistent with the small side, which is work perfectly for it right there. If we load up on this long precision earlier, and then we are in big trouble. That's the reason why we are so lucky on Thursday. So lucky. We feel like we are the most lucky people alive on Thursday. If we can blow up our account just right there. But everything working out perfectly for us on Thursday. So we add more contract right there, and you see, boom, wow, so beautiful. And it go up to 1,000 right there. Oh yeah, at that moment, 1,200. We're thinking about close vision. You see that there? But we a little bit greedy, or a little bit, for lack of a better word. And then we say not worth it. We don't want to give back, so we take out. We just close the trade, and good with the profit. So we're done for the day, for Thursday, beautifully. That's 3 trades we took on Thursday. And on the Friday, December 5th, I think we took 1 trade. Is that so? Yeah, let's find out if we took the trade on Friday. Alright, here's the trade we took on Friday. You see that we go in short right here. So basically, we don't have a setup right here. It's not for breakout type 1, nor type 2, nor trade 3. The reason why we took this trade merely because we anticipate on the liquidity, because we see the huge move right here just start from 9:30. No, after 8:30, the market sell off, and then from there it keeps, it keeps going up right there continuously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. So it's about 75 minutes right there. And you see the test from above right there, and then you see this one take out the high, which is the buy side. So we know that pattern, liquidity pattern, is gonna go and grab the low of this candle. We know that for sure with a strong conviction. But here the trick, we go in right here, but we put our stop loss. By default, we want only reach one R, which is $250 right there. But in order to make this trade successfully, if you go in right here, you have to put a stop loss right there. And precisely that's what had happened. You see that? We thought that we go very good right there, but the minutes it flip on it. You see that it's gonna flip. So the lesson we learned that you have to sell high, stop right there. You see that? If you go low right there, you have to put a bigger margin for your stop loss. So that's the lesson. If you have a gut or conviction for this trade, then go in when it's go high. So you sell at high, not sell low. We sell low. That's the reason why the stop loss it stop it out, because our stop loss is tight for this trade. You have to put a stop loss right there. So that's the huge lesson we learned. But anyway, we know that we wait for this candle, and we saw it flip, and then we enter the second time. So right here it got flipped. Early on you see it go up there, as soon as it stopped it out, it go into our favor. That's the nature. That's the beauty of the trading. The market stopped you out, and then it go in exactly the direction that we are anticipating. That's the beauty of trading. So location, and timing is critical. if you go right here, you have to put a bigger stop loss. All right, if you don't want to bigger stop loss, and wait for it to go up here and short them. Yeah, so we a little bit unsetting right there, but we still stay with a trade, make a little bit number right there. You know what, if we stay faithfully right there, we can our target can be hit. But because the first trade is that, so yeah, so that we lost, our mental is not there. You see that we just take early profit and we get our trade. Is that right? Yes. So it will never hit our stop loss right there. Let's see if it hit that 68.97.75. Let's see if it hit that. Yeah, go back to the tips on Friday. All right, here's the tip on Friday. Let's see if it's hit that level. So we short, you see that it will never hit our level up there when we go there. So if we stay faithful in the trade, it will hit our targets. But yeah, you see that it hit our target. But like I say, for some reason on Friday our mental is not there. Let's be honest, right? Not there. But if we stay there with our initial plan, right? We get that trade. See that? If we stay with the trade, go back a little bit where we have our target. So right there, 68.77, which is the liquidity just below the candle right there. About that, it hit it. It never go back to that level. You know, go to the. You see that? Our target just right there, but way below that, so it hit our targets. All right, so that's the end of the recording for today. The end of week review for this week, the 49 week. Thank you for your time and interest. We're always grateful for this opportunity. We do what we love, and success is already ours. It's no longer on its ways. We claim that success is already ours. And day by day, little by little, in every way, we're getting better and better. Thank you, and have a great weekend, and see you next week. Bye for now.